There are 3 life events that can blow up even the best early retirement plan, and none of them have anything to do with the stock market. There's divorce, longevity differences, and healthcare shocks. These are the risks that hit fast, they hit quietly, and they hit deeply. And most people never prepare for them. Today, I'm walking you through each one and sharing the exact conversation that my husband and I had to protect our own early retirement. Welcome back. My husband and I retired early at 53 and 55. This video is part 2 of a 3-part series where we're talking about the risks that no one prepares you for until it's too late. In part 1, it was all about financial killers, the market timing, lifestyle creep, and helping adult children. Today, we're stepping into the emotional side of early retirement, the life events that change everything. And part 3 goes even deeper into purpose, identity, and staying mentally strong. So let's start with a topic that most couples never expect to face. The gray divorce. We think the danger is over at 50, but that's exactly when the cracks start to show. And you know what's interesting is that nobody enters their 50s thinking, we need to worry about our marriage. By that point, you've raised kids, you've built a life together, and you survive stress. You assume that you're in the safe zone. But retirement has a way of holding up a mirror. When the routine disappears, the jobs, the schedule, the noise, you really start to see each other again. And sometimes that's beautiful. But for many couples, it's the first time in decades that they've actually had space to notice what's not working. And gray divorce isn't about drama, it's about distance. It's 2 people quietly growing in different directions, and suddenly the space between them becomes too big to ignore. And the emotional part is heavy, because divorce at this stage isn't just an emotional loss. It reshapes your financial future. Your home, your accounts, your entire retirement plan suddenly looks completely different than the one that you built together. And I share this not to scare anyone, but because so many people say the same thing. I never thought it would be us. So let's talk about how to protect yourself, no matter how strong your relationship feels today. Because a strong marriage can still have weak points, especially in retirement. When my husband and I started talking about early retirement, we didn't just talk about the money. We also talked about us, who we want to be in this next chapter, what we want life to look like, what scares us, and what we need from each other. Those conversations felt vulnerable, but they made us stronger. And something that we learned is that each person still needs their own sense of security, their own voice in the planning, their own comfort knowing that if something happens, it would be okay. And it's not about planning for divorce. It's about planning for stability and clarity and emotional safety, whether life stays the same or changes in unexpected ways. Even with a strong partnership, the next risk affects every couple with no exceptions, and that's longevity differences. One partner almost always lives longer, and the surviving partner's life is shaped by the planning that you do today. This one is emotional because none of us want to picture life without the person we love, but nearly every couple has one partner who lives longer, and that changes everything. For many women, it means facing more years alone, navigating finances, healthcare, inflation, and even household responsibilities without the partner who handled certain roles. And for men, it's often the fear of, will she know where everything is? Will she be okay financially? And did I explain everything well enough? So longevity isn't about living longer, it's about living differently. And the hardest part is that we tend to avoid this conversation because it feels uncomfortable. But avoiding it creates the very problem that we're afraid of. So when my husband and I started talking about this, it felt heavy at first, but it immediately created a sense of peace. We both knew that we'd be okay, no matter what life handed us. And the best time to build that peace is right now. when both of you are healthy and you're thinking clearly. So if the surviving partner can run the plan alone, your retirement is truly protected. For us, the most important thing was making sure that we both understood our retirement plan, not just the numbers, but how it actually works from day to day. We needed to know things like where everything is, how to access our accounts, and how withdrawals work. Also, who to call if something feels confusing. This isn't about preparing for the worst, it's about building confidence. We also talked about how we'd want life to look if one of us ended up alone. Where would we stay? Would we downsize? What would we want to be doing, and would we want to be closer to our family? Not because we expect it to happen soon, but because imagining it now makes it less overwhelming for later. And these conversations aren't sad, they're loving, they're protective. They build a stronger foundation for both partners. But even longevity doesn't scare retirees the way this next topic does, and that's healthcare shocks. Healthcare is the one expense that doesn't care how well you planned. Healthcare is the wild card of early retirement and the most unpredictable part of the entire journey. You can be the healthiest person that you know and still wake up one day with a diagnosis that you were not expecting, or an accident or a surgery, or a sudden health shift that completely changes your budget. And the hardest part is that all of this usually hits between 55 and 65, a decade before Medicare. When your income is low, your premiums are high, and your savings matter most. And what most people don't realize is that healthcare in early retirement is less about your health and more about your income. A small increase in income, even from something innocent like a Roth conversion or selling an investment, can suddenly erase your subsidies and spike your premiums. It's emotional because it's not predictable. It's not easy to plan for. And it feels deeply personal when your health suddenly becomes a financial issue. But here's the good news. You have more control than it feels like. Your income is your healthcare lever, and you have control over that. When you understand your ACA income window, everything gets easier. You start making decisions based on calm planning instead of fear. Roth withdrawals become a tool, and tax planning becomes a shield. Your cash cushion becomes a safety net. But the piece that surprised me the most, and honestly changed how my husband and I think about retirement, is the connection between lifestyle and long-term health care. A healthy lifestyle isn't just about living longer. It's about protecting your independence. It's about reducing the chances of those huge, expensive medical events. And it's about having the energy to actually enjoy the retirement that you worked so hard for. And when you move your body regularly, even simple things like walking, lifting weights, stretching, you're lowering your risk for big-ticket medical problems that drain savings later in life. We tell ourselves all the time, we retired to move more, not to sit more. And that mindset has changed everything for us. We have better sleep, less stress, more energy, more confidence, and honestly, far fewer medical worries. Because the healthier you are, the more affordable and joyful your retirement becomes. So yes, healthcare is unpredictable, but you are not powerless. And divorce, longevity, and healthcare, those aren't just financial risks. They are life risks, and they shape your retirement just as much as your investment choices. In part 1, it protects your money. Part 2 protects your stability. And part 3 will protect your emotional well-being, the part that actually determines whether retirement feels meaningful. Let me know in the comments below, which part of this video resonates with you the most? Thanks for watching today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in part 3.